women, like, your soft life experience shouldn't be at the hands of a man.
Personally, I'm not being submissive to a man that's not providing anything for me.
I personally wouldn't go 50-50. But if my man starts struggling today, I will pick up the slack because.
Women rest in their masculine energy because they have to do everything alone. Constantly hustling will definitely have you in that energy, which is why I suggest you look for a high value man who will let you rest in your femininity. Welcome back. I hope that quote simmered in. So what you guys heard, what do you guys think of that?
Personally, I believe it. It just makes sense.
I am also in agreement with what she said, especially the high value man, and that's not even just speaking in regards to
money.
Finances. It literally means his values and his
character,
morals, right? Because I feel like, and this will probably go into a different topic of like submission and everything, but I feel like naturally I'm going to want my feminine energy to just really exude in a relationship where it just comes because my man is doing what he needs to do, and to where I could just be me, and I can be his woman, and I can be the woman that I want to be because he's taking care of everything else. I don't have any worries.
And that is why, that is why I don't believe in going 50-50. Because going 50-50. Okay, for example, imagine you going 50-50 on a business with your friend. You wouldn't expect your friend to submit to you, and you wouldn't want to submit to your friend. It's like
we're equal at that point.
We're equal at that point.
Personally, I'm not being submissive to a man that's not providing anything for me. If we're equals, or if I feel like my value is more than yours, I can't I just can't, because then automatically you're making me move in my masculine energy, because now I have to be on top of you, and then I'm the provider now. How did this happen?
How do you expect me to submit to you when I'm the one providing?
Now I'm doing extra work because I'm providing for you, and then now I'm
taking care of the kids. I'm washing the kids.
I'm in a relationship with myself. What are you good for?
And I think
you're just giving me a hot dog.
I think at that point, like,
it's true.
It turns into the mother role, and that's what we're not trying to be in, because you can't thrive in femininity in a mother role, because you're stepping into that caretaker role. And if I'm in a relationship with you and you want me to be submissive, you want me to be feminine and really like nurture you, that's the difference between being a nurturer and a caretaker as a mother.
Cute game show.
Yes. So I feel like when we are not going necessarily 50-50 in what we provide or bring to the table, we're able to, be our most softest version.
So how do you feel about this? Because I had this conversation with somebody the other day, and they were saying, well, prices are really high now. Prices are very high now. So rent is like $3,000 for a one bedroom. So I'm gonna go 50-50 with my man now. How do you guys feel about that?
Because I still not doing it. Get you something you can afford.
Exactly.
I think something you can afford. I'm still not going.
Beggars can't be choosers.
And I also have a little bit of an opposing side. I definitely am with the get something you can afford. You should never live above your means. Like, do what you gotta do. But I also think if I'm in a point where I'm in a relationship with someone, this is not something new if I'm gonna be living with you, for one. If we go into a situation where, again, prices are raising high and like things are going on in the economy, as a partner who's been her feminine energy, I probably would want to step in a little bit to help out in terms of,
and that's those aspects. And I totally agree with you on that. But here's my thing: if prices was high yesterday, so if I wasn't here, what would you be doing?
Well, because he's providing for two.
Yeah.
If you want him to take care of both of you guys, he's not taking care of himself. So he can probably like cut back a few things, but when there's another person in the picture, he obviously has to spend.
If I'm talking about just rent alone, like rent, mortgage alone, you're gonna have to pay that rent and mortgage regardless.
Right. Well, just in general, like.
But if you want to talk about like other bills, like electricity, it doubles and all that stuff. And I don't know. This is how I think. If my man pays the bills for the home, I can take care of the groceries. And all the extra stuff, like the clothes,
like the little things,
like
that's like when it goes into being what is it again? The topic again?
Soft life.
What's the other
soft life?
Soft life versus
strong life woman.
Yeah, that's where you go into being a strong life woman. You work for yourself. and wherever you work and you make your own money, that's when your savings or whatever else, because he's providing, and that's when you can come in and like, okay, I got you, babe. Like, this is what I got you. It's not in a regular setting when, okay, yeah,
right. In the condition that the world's climate is becoming more expensive is when that applies. That's what I was saying in the beginning.
Yeah.
If it's on a regular, I'm sorry, probably not.
Because I had this conversation with somebody and she was like, no, I will go 50-50 with him because, like, you know, things are pricey now. Well, I'm sorry.
I don't know though. I will say, I think whatever works for your relationship works for your relationship. If you want to go 50-50 and that's what works for you guys, then great. I don't think there's any wrong or right answer. I personally wouldn't go 50-50. But if my man starts struggling today, I will pick up the slack because it depends also on where your relationship is at, like what stage you guys are in. If you're in a committed relationship, if you are dating with intention, you guys are engaged, you guys are married or whatever, then I mean at that point, especially in marriage, that's a partnership. Y'all signed a contract. So I mean the bill gonna come to you regardless. Yeah. But I mean if you guys are just dating or in like a 1-2 year relationship and you guys are in it for the long run, these are qualities that he's gonna look for and be like, damn, like do my girl got my back?
Right.
Does he, or is she just leeching?
Yeah, so, because then there's that point of leeching when some women, they're taking everything that we just said, but they are expecting him to always be able to have it. Yeah. And there's moments where let's say he works in the stock, well, I don't know stuff about that like that for real. So let's say the stock market crashes, he works in the stock market. Right. What's gonna happen? And you don't have his back because you're leeching off of him. You're supposed to do everything. That's like that, right? Like in the olden days, women they married and dated men for their money because they couldn't work. Right. And they couldn't do things. And I seen a video. I think her name was like Star or something. She had like a feminine wash company, and she was like saying that we need to start dating men for their money, and I'm like, no. Like, I just feel like
so. Just to clarify, so you're saying don't put everything on the man. No. We're saying when the world economy looks like it's
you need to have his back when he needs it. Is what I'm saying. When he needs to be there for him and have his back, you need to be there.
So
he needs to have the means to do it too.
So let me paint a picture. So there are two people. One, it's not a hierarchy, right? You guys are you guys are opposite but complementing each other, and one has to be in the spotlight sometimes, and and sometimes you have to switch roles a little bit. For example, the economy is a little bit hard, so I can see how a woman can step up where need be.
Yeah, and that's why like when people are like, oh, relationships are 50-50, I 100% disagree with that because sometimes it's 80-20 and like you're giving 80, sometimes it's 100-100. Like you need to give and I need to give. It needs to be 100-100. Like sometimes a person can have a really bad day, or both of y'all can be having really good days, but it still needs to be 100%.
But for me, I will say bills wise though, if a man automatically comes to me and says, oh no, we about to be splitting everything 50-50 financially, okay, well then everything else is going to be 50-50, and then I'm going to question, why am I even in this relationship? Exactly. Because that's a roommate at that point. Because no.
You're my roommate.
No, and you are.
And here's, this is something my dad told me. He says, as a man, he feels a sense of pride when he provides.
Yes, it's all the same thing.
Yeah, because that's what a man feels like they need to do. They need to provide for their family, provide for their wives. So
you're
that going 50-50. It's like I feel like a woman would probably like not lose respect for you, but
I lose respect for you. I don't know if I can say this on the video, but I'm saying like towards business. But I dated a man and like he would always ask me for funds, and my pockets are good for my age and for my lifestyle. They're very good for it. So when you're asking me so much for stuff, it's like, why don't you have it? Now I'm losing respect for you. Every time you ask me, I'm gonna lose respect for you because now I saw you up here and you came to me like you was up here. And now every time you ask me for $10, $100, $50, like now it's just going down.
And it's like you guys are not even like a marriage. If you guys were married, I would understand how you would help him out.
Just dating.
Exactly.
Okay, I want to tap into this also then, since we're sort of on this topic. I feel like as a man and a woman, regardless of what gender you are, if you are not financially stable, why are you dating?
Don't do it. I feel like your life needs to be in order. Everybody's life is never going to be complete together, but you need to have it together.
I'm not going to date and then automatically expect you to come in
help me
50-50. No, that's not fair to that person.
Exactly.
That's a very selfish way of thinking.
Exactly.
If you want to date, you have to be in a comfortable position where you have to
mentally too.
Mentally, emotionally, physically,
financially.
financially. You have to be at least comfortable before getting to the dating world. Because I mean, a woman wants to feel wanted and changed.
Right.
And that means a couple of days. Go on
and
dates.
you can't provide that.
And it's like
We can provide it once and never again after that.
I also
Exactly.
think that for women, like your soft life experience shouldn't be at the hands of a man. Because a lot
Yeah.
of what we're talking about, like we're talking about the 50-50 and like coming into the relationship and now getting treated right. I think you're setting yourself up for disservice because it shouldn't be a man that comes to your life and this is the first time you're experiencing these things. You need to show up for yourself, experience these things, love on yourself. Like I was mentioning earlier, it's about the journaling, meditating, like just really being in tune.
If you can't go get your nails done by yourself, you shouldn't be so a man come, oh girl, you got my nails done, you got my last, you're too codependent. Like you got my lashes done, you got my nails done. Why couldn't you do that for yourself? You should have already been taking care of yourself that way.
You're dependent on a man. I think it's very important for you to take some time out before you even date to really find out what it is that you like and who you are as a woman.
Right.
Because if you don't even know who that is, how do you expect to be treated?
Yeah. And how is somebody gonna get to know you when you don't know you?
yourself. Right.
And then you're trying to paint this picture because when you don't know yourself, you try to be everyone else.
Right.
And you're trying to be the person that you think that he wants. Because when you meet somebody, oh, what's your type? What's this? What? And that's
I don't want to know your type.
Like,
I don't want to know your type. Like, then you know what's funny? I asked my boyfriend, I've asked him before, I said, so, babe, like, what is your type? And he's just like, you. And that's all I want to hear.
That is so sweet.
That's all I
I
want to
will
hear.
never ask. If anybody ever asked me what's my type, this actually happened like not that long ago. I will never tell you because I don't want you to show up to who you think I want. So then, when your real colors or your true self that maybe you can't mask anymore comes out, I'm gonna be like, who is this person?
I be
like,
saying, I don't got a type.
You need to show up who you are. My answer specifically is I'll know it when I see it. Because if he embodies what I want, I know it. I'll see it. And that's it.
And going back to what she said about you have to at least know yourself, you have to know how to take care of yourself. If you guys notice that women who have high value men were already like high value women before they even see you are what you attract.
You are.
If you're a high value woman,
this is something
You are what you attract.
Because I like to say this because I really like Jada Waiter. But I don't like her because of Jada Waiter and all that extra stuff that's going on now. I knew Jada, not knew her, but like of her before Lil Baby. Everybody refers to her as Lil Baby mama, but she has been grinding since the girl was like 16. She had it before Baby had it.
Yeah.
Like she was selling her clothes, she was selling hair, she had a book.
Yeah, that's how I know.
Yeah, she was selling all this stuff. I used to go on her webinars when I was like 17 in high school. Like she was already that girl before that, and that's how she was able to attract somebody when he got to his highest point or wherever he is right now. She was able to attract that, but you can't want what you can't have and what you can't provide for yourself.
I think another important part that she just mentioned, how like Jada had it before Baby had it. I feel like he must have had those qualities within him. That's why also what I said was, when I see it, I'll know. Whether you have the status now or whatever, it's because she must have saw it. She stayed down till it come up, and then like he did what he did.
That's a hard topic to talk about too, though.
What do you mean?
Staying down for it to come up.
Building a man.
Oh, well, I don't think she did.
Dating? Okay.
That is
I don't know. I don't want to say building a man then, but dating potential.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't know.
I'm against it. I'm against it. I'll say that.
So
you're setting yourself up
a lot of times you go
disappointment because you're putting
every time you ride, you die.
because you're putting somebody on such a high pedestal.
Who knows?
Like, oh, I see this in you, but if they don't see that within themselves, it don't matter.
You can have all the hopes and dreams you want, but like there's a certain point where you're actually working towards it.
Exactly.
I can tell you guys all my dreams and goals, but if you don't see me working towards it, that's when you're like, Darren, you said you want to do this, but like you're not working towards it.
You're letting those people down, and that's what I'm saying. When you're dating and you have somebody, oh, I see so much potential in you, whether that has to do with financial stability,
right,
or just being able to manage your emotions and communicate well, it's the same thing.
Exactly.
Because you are literally going to expect certain things from them, and if they're never going to be able to give you that, that's not fair to them, and you will always be disappointed. They will always fall short. That's why I'm like, I don't know. If that topic is a little bit touchy, I don't know if that's exactly what you were saying.
not the whole avenue, but I'm still glad that you talked about that.
one of my listeners again, she said, this is her advising me. She said, spend time with similar-minded women who bring out the best in you. Do yoga or meditate, something that helps you mentally and emotionally, because it's hard to radiate positive feminine energy when you're struggling within. And I like that she said, spend time with similar-minded women.
Yeah.
Right.
Your friends are in a relationship where the friendship relationships are very important, and they influence you one way or the other. So if you are trying to tap into your feminine energy and be a certain way, and you have friends who are a total opposite of that, you cannot thrive within that environment.
Because even when you talk about it with them, they're gonna be like, they're gonna brush it off.
Right, because they can't relate.
Exactly.
They don't know. They don't know. So I definitely agree. There's that old saying, birds of a feather flock together. And they do. So
and now that we have social media, it gives us a chance to be exposed to different kind of women that we look up to.
Yeah.
So, like, what are some women that exude that feminine energy that you guys look up to and would want to be like, or at least admire?
Personally, my go-to is always Rihanna. I just think that she does the very like bold, sexy, savage, Fenty vibes. So I always pick Rihanna. I just know another big mogul that a lot of people do think of is Marilyn Monroe. She does have that reputation to be more like sensual in her energies as well.
Hence why she was attracting all the men, high value men.
Right.
But we're not gonna get into
What she really
deeply
did.
stirred. But from the outside of things, they've had it down pat. Who's like somebody that you look up to that you feel like it's a good representation of femininity?
well, that's hard, honestly. Of course, there's always Beyonce.
That's what I would say. I feel like Beyonce is the perfect example of that.
She's so feminine. Like, has always been feminine since I was a little girl, and I can remember like when she was in Destiny's Child. I mean, that entire group, Kelly Rowland.
I like Kelly Rowland.
She's very feminine, very soft. I don't know. There's so many. There's a lot of.
I can't think of like one person that like, I really look up to in that way. There's a lot of YouTubers that I like. Aaliyah's Face and here Kyra Amini. I really like her, even though like when I see Kyra, she's very like a boss, but she's still very feminine, and you have to know that there's different types of feminine. Like there's the Michelle Obamas of the world, there's the Beyoncés, there's the Jada Waiters, there's the Nicki Minaj's, but they're all very feminine. But you have to know, again, you as yourself, and because you don't want to just look up to the wrong person.
Right.
Because some people will be looking up to Michelle Obama, but you're really on the path of a Nicki Minaj, and like there's nothing wrong with that, but like you have to know like what you want in your life, and then you go off the people that you look up to.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's you.
Yeah.
You have to be your authentic self.
Yeah.
Just add a little bit of a feminine touch into that, and watch it. It will really change
More
your life.
feminine touch. We thrive in our feminine energy. Me personally, I would. Don't get me wrong. There's sometimes that I need to like put out that masculine energy, like when I'm at work, when I'm in a position of being a leader. However, I would rather be more feminine majority of the time.
Yeah.
You know?
But you can be feminine while doing that.
That's what I was gonna say. Your
You
uncle
can be very
mentioned
feminine while doing
it's all about your delivery. So
Exactly.
as we're doing a panel discussion, I'm like the speaker woman. So I'm at the top and I'm speaking to like an audience of like maybe 50,000 people. I might want to go in there in my masculine energy and be like, hi guys, I'm so and so. But based on like my aura and how I'm posed and my poise and just everything of that nature, and I'm speaking, it'll come across me still giving my feminine aura while still dominating that masculine energy.
So I have a question for you. So you mentioned like coming on stage and stuff, you're gonna come in your masculine energy, but like why can't you do that in your feminine energy?
That's what I just discussed.
Okay, well, I don't know. I think we also have to still keep in mind and remember that we literally have both masculine and feminine.
Yeah.
And like that, there is a balance.
Right.
And that's in both men and women. And I think what she's saying is, because I'm not gonna lie, this is just the honest to God truth, is when you are in corporate America and you're going up to give a speech or you're in a meeting, men want to listen to men.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So yeah, you do kind of have to tap into that masculine side, and you have to command attention.
Right. Exactly.
You can still be feminine, but I don't think it's you shouldn't always have to try to be feminine. I mean, it's
that's what I was trying to say. Yeah,
you are feminine or you're not.
Exactly.
You are
Because I feel like this is weird to say, but like I feel like you can be very feminine in your feminine energy while being masculine. Speaking masculine, because what you're doing right now, being your own boss, having your YouTube video, you running your own business, me running my own business, you doing working from home and all of that. That's a masculine thing to do. Working is, in my head, that's a masculine thing to do. But we're doing it in our feminine energy. We're not going to work like you know, we're doing it in our feminine energy. So that's what I was like getting at. Like,
but I still think you guys just covered exactly what I said. I said in your delivery of how you go about doing it. So I was giving an example of like your presence when I'm speaking. I'm still speaking in my more masculine energy, but when I present myself, I'm still feminine.
Yeah, body language is everything. People can read. Yeah, your body language. People can read through you, and people can also feel your energy.
Yeah, you don't want to slouch. You don't want to be like. You want to just be soft and poised.
Right. Exactly what I was saying.
So yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna conclude this by reading a quote from Unknown. I don't know who it is, but I love the quote so much. It says, "This woman, she didn't live for this time. She resisted being taken for her moves. She would shamelessly open instead of close off. She would release instead of pull tighter. She would bend a little rather than snap. She would embrace instead of criticize. She believed the best rather than the worst. She cultivated a taste for obedience. She descended. She would submit. She would follow. She had appetite for receiving, and she found it a privilege to be chosen. No, this woman did not live for this time, but the man of this time lived for her."
I like that.
With that being said, we don't want to be strong black women. We want to live in our feminine energy forever because that's where we thrive the most. And I really would urge every woman, black, white, especially black women, to tap into their feminine energy. There is nothing wrong with being a woman. Being feminine does not mean you're weak. As a matter of fact, being feminine, you are powerful and strong. So that's my little 2 cents. Is there any advice you guys would give women out there? They
take your time with it. Don't rush into it. Don't rush into okay, now I have to be in my feminine energy, and all the time you're just like consistently thinking like I have my feminine energy. Let it come naturally because it's already in you. You don't have to force it. What's in you is gonna come out. You don't need to force it. Just like really take your time and journal. Do what you have. Like some people like journaling. Some people, even if you want to sit in the house and talk to yourself in your room about how your day was. Find somebody that you can really. That's the hard part. Find somebody you can confide in. But like, don't keep things that are going on in your life in. Like, and just really love yourself and take self-love days, Sundays, do a face mask, really chill and take time to like reflect on your week and reflect on your days and everything. Don't go through like a whole month and you're just like, take your time and always take a breath before everything.
It goes like what the quote said, don't snap, just bend.
Yes.
I also want to say that everything's a journey and embrace every part of the journey, the ups and the downs, the days you're sad, the days you're happy. Like everything will just always come together, and as long as you never give up on yourself, you're always one step closer.
It's your book and there's no sequel.
My word of advice is always be true to yourself and get to know who you are as a woman. Always hold yourself to a very high standard. And just like Zarin said, really take those days and that time to really cater to yourself. Cater to yourself.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Get to know you and what it is that you like. And do that shit.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you haven't yet subscribed, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up. Also, do not forget to share and follow us on social media. I'm going to leave in the description box below. And you guys have a beautiful, wonderful day.